I am so happy to see your bright and smiling faces. Okay? Before we start, please stand up for our prayer. Raise my hand, fold like this, and bow my head, and close my eyes, and pray. Amen. Again, good morning, children. Okay, before you sit down, please pick up some pieces of paper under your chair and also arrange your chair before you sit down. Okay, now come on. All right. I know all of you are excited, right? Okay, and now let's check your attendance in interactive and fun way. Yay! Okay, look at your seatmate. Okay, if he or she here, give a big high five. Alright. Anyone who are absent today? Nothing? Okay, very good. Because you are very good, let's give a very good clap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good, very good, very good. Very good, children. Alright, let's know our classroom rules. Children, we have a classroom rules. Our classroom rules is, okay? Alright, everybody, listen to me, everybody. First is eyes. Everybody touch your eyes. Yes, eyes is for, let's see. Eyes is for looking eyes. Second, touch your mouth. Mouth is for quiet mouth. And, okay, shake your hands. Hands, shake. Wow. Hands is for helping hands. And the last is touch your ears. Okay, where is your ears? Wow, very good. Ears is for listening ears. So, our classroom rules is eyes is for looking eyes. Mouth is for quiet mouth. Hands is for helping hands. And ears is for listening ears. Understand, children? Alright, very good. And I know you are all excited, right? Wow, if you are excited, let's give a big thumbs up. Wow, very good, children. Okay, now let's have an activity. Are you all excited? Wow, this activity, it is called, ta-da! Guess who I am. Here's your instruction. Your instruction is, okay, everybody listen to teacher. Your instruction is, observe the picture below carefully and guess its name. Then, create a short and energetic yell to announce the name of the picture. Okay? Now, I will divide you into 3 groups. This row will be the group 1, and this row will be the group 2, and this the group 3. Each group must receive 1 picture. I have here a picture. Okay? So, group 1, receive your picture. Group 2, and group 3. Alright, I will give you 5 minutes to prepare your short and energetic yell. Okay, children, you're done with your presentation. You have a great and good job. Okay, so I have more question, or I think 3 questions. If you want to answer, please raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Alright, very good. So first question is, did you enjoy participating in our activities? Okay, Marjun. Wow, very good, Marjun. Second question, what is the name of the picture? Figure 1. Wow, very good, Aristotle. And group 2, what is the name of the picture? Yes, very good, Socrates. And the group 3 is? Yes, very good, Plato. Alright, based on the activity, what do you think is our topic today? What do you think? Yes, honey? Okay? Who can add, Deroy? Yes? Okay, now let's find out. Our topic today is all about great thinkers of Greece. Everybody read. The great thinkers of Greece. Let's know our objectives. So what are our objectives? Our objective, at the end of the lesson, the student will be able to create an organizer to plan a fictional narrative, state the importance of the contribution of Greek philosopher by writing a journal, and demonstrate an understanding of tier 2 words using Tableau. Okay, understand, students? Wow, very good. Alright, I know you are all excited with our stories. Alright, so but before we proceed, let us know our reading protocol. First is be a good listener. The second is show active participation. The third is maintain good behavior. Understand, children? Okay, ready? Now, let's begin our lesson. So, now let's discuss about Socrates in Athens. Okay, he was the most famous philosopher who ever lived. What is philosopher? Philosopher is someone who studies life, truth, and knowledge. Understand, children? Great. His name was Socrates. Let's say this philosopher's name together, Socrates. Again, Socrates. Very good. And he lived in the city-state of Athens over 2 years ago. He lived in Athens. So who is this? Yes, very good, children. He is Socrates. The stories about Socrates describe him as the most down-to-earth fellow you could ever meet. If someone is down-to-earth, children, he is realistic, honest, and straightforward. These stories, written by his friends and students, tell us all we know about him. For Socrates never wrote anything down himself. According to the stories, there was no one more clever, no one more loyal to his friends, no one so willing to poke fun at himself, and no one as glad to share everyday activities with other people. But the one thing that made Socrates such a great philosopher was that he kept asking questions about why people did such everyday things. Do you think asking questions is a great way to learn things? Yes, very good, children. In the stories about Socrates, we hear about him sitting beneath a shady tree or walking with friends, always engaged in curious conversation.
Alright, so next is wealthy Athenians conversing at dinner party. In one story, many are waiting for him to arrive at a dinner party. His guests and their host, a man named Agathon. What is the name again, class? Very good, Agathon. Agathon are wealthy, well-educated, young Athenians who talks about sports, politics, and the latest plays. Some help run their families, large farms, or travels to faraway lands on business trips as merchants. Some are political leaders in Athens, and a few are soldiers. None of them, however, spend their lives like Socrates, just thinking and asking questions to answer other questions. In this story, Socrates is older than the rest of the guests at this party, has almost no money to his name, wears the same outfit day and night, and generally walks about without shoes. Yet in this and other stories, we hear politicians, landowners, and soldiers speak of him with a great affection or emotion and respect.
And now, let's talk about Socrates with wealthy Athenian in the market. At the dinner party, one Athenian says, "One day, Socrates and I were passing through the marketplace." What is the place again, children? Okay, very good. Into the marketplace. I bought a number of items for myself. And knowing that Socrates has little money, I offered to buy him whatever he wanted. Socrates said, "One reason for human unhappiness is that people always want more things than they need. When they get those things, they still want more. I think the happiest people are the ones with less number of things. Just look at in the marvelous things in the marketplace that I don't want," that Socrates said. So now I have a question for you. So first is, why doesn't Socrates want any of the marvelous or wonderful things from the marketplace? Okay, very good, children. Because Socrates didn't want anything from the marketplace because he believed true happiness doesn't come from material things. He valued wisdom and self-improvement more than wealth or positions. And now, the second question. What does this Athenian story tell us about the kind of person Socrates was? Okay, very good again. The Athenian story shows that Socrates was wise, humble, and focused on living a meaningful life rather than chasing wealth or luxury. He cared more about knowledge and virtue than material things.
So now, let's proceed to Socrates as a soldier. Another dinner guest hears a very different memory of Socrates. During the war, when we're soldiers together in the icy cold winter, everyone else bundled up in as many clothes as possible. But Socrates gave another man his coat and boots, saying, "You need this more than I do." He marched barefoot, even over the ice, yet he outmarched the rest of us. And when we ran low on food, he still shared his food with others. Yet, during the battle, he was the strongest of us all. Why was Socrates such a strong soldier? Okay, very good. Socrates was a strong soldier because he was disciplined, brave, and great self-control. He stayed calm in dangerous situations and focused on doing what was right. He marched barefoot, even over the ice, Yet, he outmarched the rest of us. And when we ran low on food, he still shared his food with others. Yet, during the battle, he was the strongest of us all. Why was Socrates such a strong soldier? Okay, very good. Socrates was a strong soldier because he was disciplined, brave, and had great self-control. He stayed calm in dangerous situations and focused on doing what was right. Okay, very good, children. Okay, I have a question for you once again. Do you think his philosophy helped Socrates to be a stronger person? Okay, very good. Yes, his philosophy helped him become a stronger person because it taught him to control his desires, face challenges with courage, and stay true to his values. His focus on wisdom and virtue gave him inner strength that made him stand up firm in life and in battle. And though I received honors for bravery that day, Socrates was the real hero. Yes, I led the charge, but I became surrounded by enemy soldiers. Just as one of them knocked my sword from my hand, Socrates burst through them, scattering them left and right. Then he glared them too fiercely, they ran away. He found me another sword and then said, if I had known that making ugly pieces could drive the enemy away, I could have won the battle for us. For heaven knows I am ugly enough for it. So now, does it sound like Socrates had a sense of humor? Okay, very good. Yes, it does like Socrates had a sense of humor. He often used clever questions and witty remarks to make people think deeply, sometimes making them laugh while realizing important truths.
And now let's dive in about Socrates arriving at dinner party. As the guest finishes this retelling, Socrates himself finally arrives for the party. Agathon, the host, insists, sit next to me, Socrates, so I can hear your words of wisdom. Socrates laughs. I fear you'll go thirsty, Agathon, for I have no wisdom for you to hear. I have only questions, not answers. Why did Socrates say he only had questions? Do you think a great philosopher can have answers too? Okay, very good. Socrates claimed to have only questions because he believed people should discover their own thought and the reasons why they did certain things. However, a great philosophers can have answers too, because the great philosophers they don't stop just at asking. They use the question to explore, to dig deep, and to build frameworks of understanding. In all of the stories about Socrates, we read that his method of learning and teaching was to ask other questions like, how do you know? And what do you mean? For example, someone might say to him, the way to a good life is to give to others. Might Socrates respond, how do you know?
Next, Socrates asking questions. By asking these questions, Socrates really wanted to cause people to think about their lives and why they do certain things. Otherwise, he would say we will just repeat the same old mistakes everyone else has made. And we end up doing good things. Shouldn't we try to understand why they are good so that we can do more good things? Somehow, it was always in his company that people had moments of enlightenment. So, what is enlightenment? Anyone, children? Okay, enlightenment means the act of being aware of problems or concerns. So, do you remember another individual who searched for and is said to be achieved enlightenment? Yes, one of the most well-known said is Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. Of course, some people did not like Socrates. They said he was wasting their time or confusing them by trying to change their minds. Socrates protested, "But I cannot change your mind. Only you can do that." Then he would go on his way. Next, Plato learning from Socrates taking notes. Many of Socrates' friends went on to become great leaders of Greece, and many of his students became widely known and respected. One such student was an intelligent young fellow named Plato. So this is Plato. What is his name again, class? Plato, very good. World champion, athlete, and brave soldier, Plato paid close attention to what Socrates said. Later in his life, Plato wrote books reporting those wonderful discussions. But as years passed and Plato became famous himself, he wrote more about his own ideas about the world and less about Socrates. So did Plato also become a philosopher like Socrates? Yes, very good. He became a philosopher like Socrates.
Okay, next, Plato's Academy in Olive Grove. Finally, Plato opened a school near a grove of olive trees called the Grove of Academ. What is the name of the school, class? Okay, very good. The Grove of Academ. The school was famous, became as the academy, a word we still use today for some schools. Here, Plato offered classes in all sorts of subjects like history, mathematics, music, literature, law, politics, and more. He would always ask, "What do we know about these things? How can we be sure if we are correct? How can our knowing lead to greater happiness?" Do you remember who asked us the same types of questions? Okay, very good. He is Socrates. Everybody say Socrates. But by the time Plato taught at the academy, Athens had changed. It had gone through a long, terrible war. A terrible disease had swept through the city. Disease that today we might be able to treat with modern medicine. Without such medicine, many Athenians died from this illness. Many of the happy young men and women of Plato's youth did not survive. Life was no longer so easy and happy for him. He then began writing books that asked questions like, "Would not life be nicer if we could only?" And continued to try to find proof to back up his idea. Take note, children. Proof means evidence or facts that support that something is true. Proof means to spread or look for mistakes in your writing. Understand? Okay, very good.
Okay, so last is Aristotle. So among Plato's students was a young man named Aristotle. So again, what is the name of this Plato's young man student? Very good, Aristotle. So Aristotle too wanted to understand people and things, but he looked at them in a way more like Socrates than Plato. Aristotle thought, instead of looking for facts to prove what we already think is true, true, let us first study the facts and then try to understand what they mean. So, Aristotle studied the facts or things he knew were true and tried to find out more about them. So that simple idea would change the world. Aristotle would become the first Greek observer studying things that could see and experiment with, such as plants, animals, human beings, and stars and planets. Aristotle's ideas and classifications are still used in science today. So Aristotle also believed in the importance of having balance in life. So Aristotle thought that having too much of anything wasn't good and that it was important to have a balance of different things. Aristotle, like his teacher Plato, also opened a school in Athens. Aristotle's students and the books he wrote spread across Greece and beyond, carrying Greek ideas to distant lands. So, Aristotle became a philosopher like his teacher Plato before him and his teacher's teacher Socrates before that. So among Aristotle's students was an astonishing or amazing, astonishing or surprisingly amazing boy who would carry these ideas the farthest of all. So his name is Alexander, and you will learn about him in the next read aloud.
Alright, children, we're done with our stories. And now let's proceed to our activity. Are you all excited? Wow, very good. And this activity is it called ta-da! Pick me. Okay, everybody repeat. Pick me. Yes. So here's your instruction. Okay, quiet children. Everybody touch your ears. Ears is for listening ears. So here's your instruction. Demonstrate your understanding of Tier 2 vocabulary words through a tableau or frozen picture presentation. And in the same group, choose one representative to pick this word. Okay? Okay, I will give you 3 seconds to choose your representative. 1, 2, 3. Alright, group 1, group 2, and group 3. Okay, I will give you another 3 minutes to prepare your presentation. Alright, children, you're done with your presentation. You have a great, amazing tableau presentation. Okay, let's give a round of applause. Yay! So, you may now take your